So my name is Evelien Storme. I'm the Research and Program Coordinator at the Center for Development and Enterprise. I was involved from the very early stages when we started to conceptualize this program, the Bambi-Sanani program, because we had identified a need which was then confirmed by the European Union and the Citizens in Action program, that when researching youth unemployment, it is really critical to go to the local level and talk to people and see what their experiences are when it comes to not having access to information, not having access to jobs, not having people around in your community that actually have experience in the labor market. And so CDE felt that it was a necessity for us to talk with people, to really hear what they are experiencing, and from that to learn and add to the body of research knowledge that's there on youth unemployment. But very often we look at the national level without really understanding what the actual barriers are at local level. I think for me, Bambi-Sanani in that sense has been an extremely rich journey. Not only have we literally traveled a lot across the country, so we went to the 20 places most affected by youth unemployment, but the journey has also been in the fact that suddenly all the statistics on youth unemployment got a voice, got a face. There was a story behind it, and very often the statistic actually didn't cover at all what people really were experiencing. So young people are really struggling in South Africa. We've seen a lot of barriers. It's the lack of information, it's a lack of connections, but also really not knowing, even though if they know what they want to become, not knowing how to get there. So I think a lot of groundwork still needs to be done, especially in schools with kids dropping out before they reach matric, and then we lose them because we don't know anymore where they are, what they do, how they spend their time. Another very important group we've been liaising with is the people at the municipalities. And even though we all know we need economic growth to push the country forward, there are still things that people at municipalities can do to really tackle youth unemployment within their communities. And the key thing that we found is the collaboration and the cooperation with business and civil society. We found business already plays an important role, but obviously also holds the key to give more young people work experience, to get young people into their ranks and let them experience what it actually is to work and which kind of different careers there are. NGOs, on the other hand, then have a role to work with young people and work with business and municipality, because they are the ones that are there within the communities, and often they also have the role models and the community leaders those are the people that you actually need to inspire young people and get them along in your program. So I think for me, what I've learned is the importance of collaboration and cooperation within the communities. I think information, obviously it's a big thing. Young people have a very urge for more information, but I also think the policymakers themselves at all levels really could do with a more informed approach and a more informed view when it comes to youth unemployment and the barriers that young people face. When going to municipalities and talking with the people that are actually in charge of growing the local economy and providing a business environment for businesses and for job seekers to do well, I've been often surprised that that people really were working in silos. So you've got organizations like the National Youth Development Agency and the labor centers, but I really felt sometimes they're underutilized. There is much more potential in that infrastructure that's already there, but I think we really can work on capacitating them, the staff, the services that they provide, so that they really are a game changer in people's lives. Whereas now it seems often that job seekers or people looking for employment would register and would approach those organizations, but very little comes from it. And so I think we definitely can see how we can capacitate the labour centres and the National Youth Development Agency and the municipalities to really bring about a change in their communities. We need economic growth. I think we also need to be realistic what can be done by local players. We know it's not an easy environment. We also know some policies and sort of the general environment is not really conducive for creating more jobs and bringing about a positive change in the labour market. But I think that's an extra reason to think innovative and to really think differently, to see how we can tackle the challenge of youth unemployment.